Morning, guys. Quick update. I'm still pulling security at a COVID hospital. I'm still living in this hotel room for about a month now, and I'm beginning to really, really miss my roommates and my animals. So, naturally, that means I pick up a book called The Plague Dogs. The story goes in this book is that there are two dogs that escape from an animal research center, and they go meet up with a fox, and they try to survive out in the northern part of England in the Lake District. And what happens is that while they're trying to survive, everywhere else are reacting to it, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger to the point where there's a rumor that they might be carrying the bubonic plague, hence the title. And it's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be when I ordered it. And what I liked about the book was the writing style, in that it does not hold anything back. It feels very much like a 1970s exploitative movie or a 70s punk rock album where you know exactly where the author stands, and they are going to make fun of everything and drag all their names through the mud and beat you over the head with it. But how they do it, it feels almost kind of like Frank McCourt with Angelus Ashes, where they are going to explain and talk about some very disturbing things, but kind of have a kind of dry wit British sense of humor about it. For instance, the Animal Research Center, the acronym spells out ARSE, and there's a scene where two scientists are experimenting on a monkey, and they talk about how they need to be careful not to kill the monkey, because lately monkeys are getting expensive after they've been having to buy all the ones they've been killing. It's that kind of demented, dark, dry sense of humor. Ironically, one of the things I did not like about the book was part of that writing style, where we will switch very quickly between different POV characters. Like, we'll go read about the dogs out in the woods, but then we'll go follow a newspaper reporter, or we'll talk about the scientists, and the switch will be like immediately the next sentence, the next turn of a page, no indicator that we're doing that. But then at other times, Richard Adams would actually talk directly to us, the reader, in these parts, and sometimes there's a little poeticism to it, and it's kind of, you kind of lose me. You kind of lose the track that you're reading. That leads to another part where there's a kind of language barrier, which is weird because it's all in English, except there are a couple characters in here who have a very, very thick Scottish accent, and it's written in that accent, and that includes terminologies like slang terms. So I would be reading what the character is saying and only have a grasp on what they're talking about, because they're using terms for trucks or sheep or even foxes, and I wouldn't know what those things are until like I read the next page and they keep explaining. There's a couple clues there, and I got lost a couple times. But even then, I'm still glad I read it. It was a good time waster on my boring days that I'm out here. But I know that people are starting to get really sick of time wasters. They just want to like get out of the house, and I get that. It's been about a month and a half now, and people are getting kind of angsty, and some places are opening up slowly. And the only thing I can really say is that continue to wash your hands, practice social distancing still, because it's not over, and I don't want to see you guys in the hospital.